Welcome again friends, I am Dr. Ravi Jaiswal from LBS Group of Institutions, Lucknow. I am working as Associate Professor in the Department of Management Studies. Today we will be having the topic the changing nature of globalization. This topic is the part of the paper Emerging Technologies in Global Business Environment. The paper code is KMBN 401. First of all, we need to understand what is globalization. Globalization means basically the expansion of financial matters beyond the geographical border of the nation. It includes the capital, goods, services, people and ideas. It means कि when we talk about the word globalization, it means it is the activity that is somewhat related to the cross border trading, and there are several other aspects. Earlier when we were not very much globalized, the economy was not under this aspect, this influence. We were shaping our history, we are shaping our human history in a very moderate manner, but now when the era has come of the globalization, now the modern human history is shaping in a very good manner, in a powerful manner. We can say that this globalization has been a powerful force in shaping modern human history. Basically, globalization can be termed that this term can be used in different aspects. We can use it in economic aspects, we can use it in political, cultural and environmental aspects. But when we in general talk about the globalization, it means the focus is with economic dimension of the globalization. So, now we will move ahead with this dimension, this economic dimension of the globalization. Globalization is an activity, is an event in which several elements has its part to take place. It can be international trade, FDI, foreign direct investment, it can be capital market flows, migration and diffusion of technology. These are the important factors, important elements of the globalization. The first is the international trade. Basically, international trade is nothing but the import of goods or the export of goods. Import and export of the goods, it is the initial phase of the globalization of any nation. International trade these days, today, it is more than the 30% of the total economy, means total trade, if it is 100%, then the part of international trade is not less than 30%. It means it has a very big or the very important role in the economy. FDI is the second element. FDI is foreign direct investment. Foreign direct investment is acquiring some entity in outside of the nation or beyond the boundary of the home nation. It means when a company, when an organization goes outside from its own country and make an investment, and this investment may be in different aspects, like it may purchase, it may hire the land, it may buy the machinery, it may hire the people, it may hire the different ideas or the consultancies services of the companies over there in the other nation. So, foreign direct investment is nowadays it is means taking the complete authority of the business entity across the boundary of the nation. Then third is the capital market flows. See, earlier people were interested in the investment of the in the instruments in the home country alone, but now there are this is the era when business people try to always try to invest in the mutual funds, some other financial securities in the market abroad or the across the boundaries. It means now they are more prone to take challenges that may be associated with the outside the market. It means now the economies are so much grooming or booming that the other countries people also attracted towards the economy, and they try to flow the capital into the market. The next element is the migration, or it is the movement of the labor. It is the main element in the developing countries. We can see there are several evidences of the migrants, means people learn, people get educated, they get skills in our own country, and they move across the nation, or they move some other countries, other nation, and where they can use their skills, their knowledge, and earn more and more money. Many times, yes, it directly adds positive to the home countries, because when they learn some new things, they earn more and more. Then when they come back to their home country, they can be an asset for the nation, but at the same time it is it has negative aspect on the economy, because it creates the brain drain. Means people when go outside, then they are less useful, or they are not of use of their own country. Means they are not utilizing their skills, their knowledge directly for the betterment of their society. The fifth one is the diffusion of technology. It is the era when we can see that technology, every day we are coming up with new technology, and technology is now get diffused to the economy, to the nation, to every people. And today it is the use of the telecommunication modes. It is the era when we are using the emails rather than SMSs. We are using internet, we are using the web based softwares, and by this we can easily take off with the globalization. Now we will move with the nature of globalization. Basically, if we talk about the globalization, it means cross border trading. Cross border trading has certain nature, means this whole phenomena has some typical nature, some typical natural elements, and these nature are, first is the open economy. Globalization directly refer to the economy that is open for all. It has made possible the trade with any nation beyond borders. We have so many technological advancements, when we can see the more on daily basis new companies are coming up with the use of the current mode of communications, the use of technology, and making the success in the era of the globalization, where the nations companies are going outside the borders. The multinational companies have been given easy entry now in a nation. So, world has become a single market. Earlier we have evidences that domestic companies were only the competitors of the companies in the local markets, but nowadays what we are seeing that in a single market, in domestic market, we can see the domestic companies as well as the companies who are coming up with the other nations. It means now market is going more global, means more and more companies are coming in the single market, whether they are domestic companies or they are the multinational companies. And due to this open economy, it has changed the standard of living of the world. Earlier we were only hearing the name of the Honda or the Toyota, but now we are using these cars. We are using the Jaguar. What is this? It means our standard of living is increasing day by day, because more company, more and more exposure we are having with the multinational companies. Just take a name of any company which is existing in the world and you may have now access to that company's product. What is this? This is basically creating or enhancing the standard of living of the world, and day by day this open economy is boosting this standard. The second is in the globalization era we have new competition. We have already discussed that in domestic companies we have seen this, there are several companies, they may come from the domestic background or they may come from the some other nations. It means use of technology has first of all given rise to the easy access of the market by each and every company, and they are using now technology that has added to increase in the production. Now quality production can be there. We are using AI, artificial intelligence, we are using robotics, and by using these technologies we are in the era where more and more quality is there, better quality product is there, and we are using it in our daily life. Sale of goods in the world market has become possible. It means when we talk about this selling in the local market, now earlier we were able to sell our products, but whether it is the export import or it is the franchisee, it is the licensing, there are so many activities by which we can sell our goods not only in the domestic market, but also in the other countries where we are not present directly. On one side there is an opportunity of trade, while on the other side employment in the developed nation is decreasing. It means opportunity of trade is increasing, and at the same time employment in the developed nation is decreasing. What is this? Basically, if it is the time of globalization, it means companies are going outside the nation and they are creating the unemployment in their own country, and this has the negative impact on the economy. The next nature is investment opportunities. See, globalization is something that gives you more and more opportunity, and it has provided different kind of opportunities to the nations and the traders for investment in any nation. earlier there was the concept of investment in our own market only, because we at that time we were not very much equipped with the information outside for the outside our boundary. But now it is the time of internet and technology, where we can get easy access to the information of the any market in the world. So, now we have varied opportunity for everyone, for the nation, for the traders, so that we can get up with the investment in any nation. Earlier also there were restrictions on the investment. Before the liberalization, there some foreign countries was not able to give some permissions or license for the investment of the outside investors. But now it is that era of the liberalization. After getting liberal, this happening takes place, globalization, and many restrictions has been removed now, and by this now flow of capital is also increasing. The next is the development of cities. Basically, developed countries were already developed, means they have per capita income which was very high on higher side, but developing nations were not having that much opportunities or that much per capita income or GDP. So, globalization is a boon for those nations who were in the developing nations category, and for those nations new technologies has given many opportunities for the growth of the cities, not only to the cities, but also the villages. But still villages are not having that much growth that a city has. But yes, the gap is narrowing down. The growth in the cities and villages are now narrowing down, and villages are also now having the different kinds of technologies, they are using it day by day. But in India it has been then opportunity in the agricultural field. India has made commendable progress in agriculture, and due to that reason we the importer of food grains, India एज ए इम्पोर्टर ऑफ फूड ग्रेन्स, जब कोई पहले से बाहर से हम इम्पोर्ट करते थे फूड ग्रेन्स को, नाउ exports food grains to 21 countries. See, it is the growth, it is the challenge we are facing, the companies are facing, nations are facing in the globalization. We have come up with the major challenges for the nations who are developing, who are producing food grains, and the development rate of India now has gone above 6%, sometimes it goes to 7 or 8%. So, what is this? It means by the technological advancement, by the removing different restrictions, by going global, the not only cities are developing, but also nations are developing, and we are the one of the example of those kinds of nations. Use of information technology, use of IT. Globalization basically it has gained the pace or the momentum just because of the development of the information technology. Information technology is the technology that has contributed in every field, in every area, in every industry, and communication has become easy due to satellites. Now, every day we are coming up with launching of new satellites. Every country is now means trying to develop, trying to have their own satellites, so that this aspect, IT aspect, can be advanced. Now, internet has reduced geographical distances. Actually, this means earlier there was much physical distances between the two people, but now we can talk, we can have the information of the people, those who are not very near to us, those who are means we can have the nearness across the continents, and now the world has become a global village basically. Now it is not the word, basically word is just like a small village where each and every one is having the interaction, we are having the transactions day by day, and we as a whole we are getting improved. So, the nature of globalization, whatever we have discussed in the slides, it was these were the typical nature of globalization, but the era in which we are working, here the nature is getting changed, means globalization is now having some different types of nature, that is just because of different types of technological advancements, and these advancements are basically giving the more and more momentum to the economies, whether they are developed or they are developing. So, we will move with the first point, it is the internet and email. See, now India and other nations, almost every nation we are having the access to the internets and thus to the emails. Earlier we were if we wanted to have the communication, then there was many hindrances, restrictions, due to that the real time informations were not possible to provide to the certain people, but now due to internet, due to emails, we have the access to the information in real time, and now we have more user friendly cyberspace. It means today if there is internet, there is email, then for sure we have many devices that can be helpful for us for using these internet and email technology, so that the globalization can be made easier to the people, that was not earlier that was not earlier with the same people. Now there are softwares, we can say these are workflow softwares. It means nowadays we are having too many applications, too many softwares that in the absence of people can talk together, they can have the interactions between them. It is the use of artificial intelligence also, we can say. It means we are having the lunch, we are having the snacks, and meantime the applications itself can work together, and it means there is now more productivity. The third part is the open sourcing. Now we are in the era of the globalization, we have the open sourcing technology also, means we can self organize or we can collaborate with the other people, with the other organizations, so that we can have the advantage as a whole. Means if there are if there is a community, and in community each and everyone can help to each and everyone, and this is called the open sourcing. And now thanks to the developing countries, where this open sourcing is basically reduce the cost of many products and services. There are many softwares also that are available as an open source softwares, and we can change the codes, and we can try it differently with our knowledge. There is outsourcing. It means outsourcing is again it is the activity where we can have the solution of the problem very rapidly and in very less cost. And earlier we can see the result of this open outsourcing is the Y2K problems, that there are many Y2K problems. The major was at year 2000 when the bug 2000 bug was there, and this was outsourcing that made it simpler for the organization to counter these kinds of problems. Now, in this era, offshoring means offshoring is the new nature of the globalization, when manufacturing or service process is moved towards the economies, towards the nations where there are abundance of the manpower, means where there is abundance of manpower and at less cost. So, this offshoring also helped the many nations in this era, in the era of the globalization, so that they can move ahead with the better quality products at less cost. Supply chaining means today we can have better quality in the low cost, and that is true with the better distribution and acquisition cost. Means now the day when acquisition and distribution is improved, quality is also improved, and the cost is getting lowered just because of the globalization or the access of different kinds of the information and technologies. There is the various kinds of the information providing tools like Google, Yahoo, and there are many search engines that have the C knowledge, and for with the use of that C knowledge we can have the unlimited information and from unlimited data, and from that data we can have the unlimited informations of our use. Today there are certain asteroids also, and these asteroids are basically they are boosting the quality or the quality of the goods or services, and these asteroids are these activities can be done by the digital devices like mobile, personal devices, virtual devices. We can there are these kinds of devices that boost the globalization and acts like asteroids. And due to this there is structural shift in globalization. A smaller share of goods is traded across borders. It means companies are selling their goods across border in just a smaller portion, not the maximum portion. Services trade is now growing, and it is 60% faster than the goods trades. Labor cost has it has become less important for the people because just increasing for the increasing quality. R&D is now is going better, innovation are now increasingly important, and trade is becoming more concentrated within the regions now. These are the references. Thank you. Very soon we are coming up with new slides and new PPTs.